Hello again, guys. Bad news, broke the welder. Good news, fixed the welder. So, for a long time, I've been struggling every time I move this welder with the wire feed stopped working, and I thought it was this. I think it's a variable resistor, effectively. I thought it was that, because if it stopped working and then I lightly tapped the end of it, it started working again. But when I took it all apart and the circuit board apart, I was all set for changing that. I noticed there was one component on the board, and one of the legs coming through the board just had a dry solder joint on the underneath of it. So I think that was just having a bad connection. Reflayed the solder, which is why the solder's down there and the soldering iron, and yeah, it looks like it's fixed now, so that should be a lot more reliable for me. Good news. What that means is I need to prep to do all the welding around here, so we just drill in some holes because I forgot to pre-drill them, but actually it's working fine. So we're just drilling through this first, and then what it's doing is it's scoring the toe board on the inside, so that will actually make for a really good plug welds. So just going to drill the rest of those, actually all the way to here, and then we'll have a whole bunch of plugs to do there, and we've got a whole bunch of plugs to do underneath here, and that one needs a spot weld on it. Yeah, so that bit's done, that bit's done, that bit's done. Don't know if we need something. I've done a spot weld there, might need to just drill and do a plug weld there. Right, more drilling. You don't want to watch all of this, I'm sure. I'm literally just drilling through here like this. And then you can probably see that we're completely through this first piece and made a bit of a dent in the toe board there, so that'll weld nicely. Right, I'll do the rest. So it's got that plugged in down there. I need to turn the car over because I'm not welding upside down, so we'll do those in a bit. Alright, let's find the next bit to do. We've also been putting the plug welds in here, up in there. Not very easy to do because I can't pinch the metal together. Then there's 4 here, 2 at the bottom, 2 at the top. Now luckily we can get clamps around these, so we can clamp them all up nice, and I can get 4 plugs on there now. Right, some spot welds on there. Stop that bit coming apart. I think we're getting close. All of this plugged. All of this linished back. So we'll linish that back. And one or two little bits, and then we'll get some etch prime on there. So yeah, let's get the grinder out again with the flat disc. Hey guys, bit more welding of this inner wing here, or Flitch panel, down in this area where we've got the new inner sill here, and then we've got the holes in the closing panel, and then there's holes in the end of the inner sill here, but this was sort of rounded. So I've done is I've clamped it, tacked it here and here. That edge is rounded there, so I'm using a screwdriver and a hammer to try and knock into that crease there, just to give this a more of a angled, you know, so it meets up with the Flitch panel and the closing panel here. And then once I've got a bit more of an angle worked into there, then hopefully I can push that up there, and we can actually get these welds onto the Flitch panel. But yeah, I don't really have enough hands to hold and film while I'm doing it, so I'll bash it about a bit and then I'll show you again. Right, we'll use the persuader there a bit, and now it's not too far off, so we'll see if we can get a couple of tack welds into those holes and along the top of this inner sill here. So yeah, let's see if we can do that. Right, hopefully you saw me getting a couple of welds on here and here. It's very thin and a little bit old, this metal here, but trying to keep the amps up on the welder so we actually make a connection to the new metal underneath. It just means that when I'm welding these holes, the holes start running away. But we've got some welds in there now. Hopefully when they're linished back they won't look too bad. I need to get a bit of a seam across the top here. Otherwise we'll be about done on this side. Okay, next area of concern on this side, and actually pretty much the last area, these holes, welding them back from the parcel shelf. Now this parcel shelf is pretty much non-structural and very, very thin, so we'll be trying our best to get some welds on without blowing massive holes in it, but it is just about the thinnest piece of metal on the car, I think. Right, I will try and get a couple of welds on and obviously take these screws out and weld up the holes, see how we can go. Hopefully that's filling those holes and actually filling the holes on the parcel shelf as well, but after it's all cooled down we'll check, and if we have to do some more from the inside then we will. Two more to do here, so we'll whip them out and then that'll be all welded across here. And I think that's pretty much all the welds on this panel on this side of the car.